18A12-1, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Silva, if you would please.
No more shoving.
Come over this side.
I, Richard A. De Silva, Jr., do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state under the authority of the people, so help me God. I, Richard A. De Silva, Jr., do solemnly swear that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of a Board of Education, and that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19-4-1, nor disqualified due to conviction of a crime or offense listed in NJS 18A 12-1, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Ms. Farron?
I, Kim Barron, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state under the authority of the people, so help me God. I, Kim M. Barron, do solemnly swear that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of a Board of Education, and that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19-4-1, nor disqualified due to conviction of a crime or offense listed in NJS 18A 12-1, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
And Mr. Kazmarski.
Do us all at once. I, Benjamin Adam Kazmarski, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state under the authority of the people, so help me God. I, Benjamin Adam Kazmarski, do solemnly swear or affirm that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of Board of Education, and I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19-4-1, nor disqualified due to conviction of a crime or offense listed in NJS 18A 12-1, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my ability, so help me God. Well, everyone else had a little thing going on. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Now we'll do a roll call of the 2018 Mahwah Board of Education. Ms. Kim Barron.
Here.
Mr. Richard De Silva.
Here.
Mr. Michael Gallo.
Here.
Mr. Benjamin Kazmarski.
Here.
Ms. Leslie Conoco.
Here.
Ms. Linda Mavritish.
Here.
Dr. Prima Morthy.
Here.
Mr. Peter Wendrikowitz.
Yes.
And Ms. Linda Zacone.
Here.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, well now I have a reorganization of the board, and first we'll have nominations for president. Do I have nominations from the board? Okay,
Nominate Kim for president.
thank you very much. Do I have any other further nominations for the board, for the office of president? Okay. Thank you very much. With that, I'll have a roll call vote for Ms. Kim Barron to be president of the board for the calendar year 2018. If you please say yea or nay as I call your name. Ms. Kim Barron?
Yay.
Mr. De Silva?
Yay.
Mr. Gallo?
Yay.
Mr. Kazmarski?
Yay.
Ms. Conoco?
Yay.
Ms. Mavritish?
Yay.
Dr. Morthy?
Yay.
Mr. Wendrikowitz.
Now who?
And Ms. Saccone.
Yay.
Thank you very much. Ms. Barrett, if you
very
please,
Thank you very much to everyone for having confidence in me. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, I'd like to ask for a nomination for first VP. Please, Mr. Silva.
Nominate Richard De Silva.
Do you have any other nominations for first VP? Okay, take roll call, please.
okay, for Mr. Silva as first vice president, Ms. Barron.
Yes. Yay.
Mr. De Silva,
Yay.
Mr. Gallo,
Yay.
Mr. Kizmarsky, Ms. Conoco,
Yay.
Ms. Mavertish,
Yay.
Dr. Morthy,
Yay.
Mr. Wendrikowitz,
Yay.
and Ms. Saccone.
Yay.
Congratulations.
You got it all going.
Condolences.
It wasn't moving anywhere.
May I have a nomination for second vice president? Yes.
I'd like to nominate Miss Leslie Conoco.
Do you have any other nominations for second vice president? All right. Accept the nomination. Okay, we'll take a roll call, please.
Okay, for second vice president for 2018, Ms. Leslie Conoco. Mr. De Silva,
Yay.
Mr. Gallo,
Yay.
Mr. Kizmarsky,
Yay.
Ms. Conoco,
Yay.
Ms. Mavertish,
Yay.
Dr. Morthy,
Yay.
Mr. Wendrikowitz,
Yes.
Ms. Saccone,
Yay.
and Ms. Barron.
Yay.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, Rick didn't get a pause. I feel like we have to go back.
You want me sitting there?
But I think we need to move again.
You're okay?
I warmed it up. Contour just coming
Alright.
now.
Okay, I'd like someone to make a motion for number 4, which is the readoption of existing bylaws, policies, and regulations. We're going to take 4 and 5 separately. I have a motion to move on that. Mr. Gallo, second by Mr. De Silva. Please take roll on that.
Okay, number 4. Mr. De Silva,
Yes.
Mr. Gallo,
Yes.
Mr. Kizmarsky,
Yes.
Ms. Conoco,
Yes.
Ms. Mavertish,
Yes.
Dr. Morthy,
Yes.
Mr. Wendrikowitz,
Yes.
Ms. Saccone,
Yes.
and Ms. Barron.
Yes. Then I'd like a motion to move on to number 5, the naming of official newspapers. May I have a motion to proceed, Ms. Conoco, second by Mr. Wendrikowitz. And take roll call, please.
Of course. Mr. De Silva,
Yes.
Mr. Gallo,
Yes.
Mr. Kizmarsky,
Yes.
Ms. Conoco,
Yes.
Ms. Mavertish,
Yes.
Dr. Morthy,
Yes.
Mr. Wendrikowitz,
Yes.
Ms. Saccone,
Yes.
and Ms. Barron.
Yes. Thank you. Now, I have a motion to proceed on appointments 1 through 16.
I want to take those separately.
Say again?
It's a reorganization, which you want to do it separately? Long meeting.
What would be the reason, purpose for taking them each separately?
Because each one of these positions are important, and the people who don't have what do you call it in front of them will be able to see it. We've always done it that way over the years.
Okay, so you just want to say each position, and then we'll move on that.
Is it okay to first announce the position?
Are you looking, you're asking for 16 individual votes?
Each individual one, yes.
Okay. Does anyone have any discussions on these, comments on this? Okay. We can do it that way. I just hope that the weather doesn't cause a problem.
We'll go with her. You have room in your car? Top down.
Whatever you guys want, it's fine.
I mean, I prefer not to, only because of the weather situation this evening, Mr. Wendrikowitz, and I know people need to get home, so.
Any discussion on
Is there any, do you have any discussions on any of them individually? Or anyone have any discussions on any of them individually? And the agenda is on the website, so if people are watching the videotape, they can have a copy of the agenda in front of them. So I would prefer not to drag it out, only because it is, the weather is a little precarious right now. So I would like to go through 1 through 16. I have a motion to proceed on that. Mr. Gallo, second by Dr. Morphy. Do you have any discussions on it? Any questions, comments, or concerns? Nothing? All right, you take roll call, please.
Ms. Barron?
No.
I'll come to you, I apologize. Mr. De Silva?
Yes.
Mr. Gallo?
Yes.
Mr. Kizmarsky?
Yes.
Ms. Conoco?
Yes.
Ms. Maverich?
Yes.
Dr. Morphy?
Yes.
Mr. Windrikowitz?
Yes, on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, the way it should be done.
Thank you.
Ms. Saccone?
Yes.
And Ms. Barron?
Yes. Now we have approvals, 1 through 6. I have a motion to proceed on that. Dr. Murphy, second by Mr. Kizmarsky. Have any discussion on any of those items? Is it to go? Yeah, could you take a roll call on that, please?
Mr. De Silva?
Yes.
Mr. Gallo?
Yes.
Mr. Kizmarsky? Ms. Conoco?
Yes.
Ms. Maverich?
Yes.
Dr. Morphy?
Yes.
Mr. Windrikowitz?
Yes?
Ms. Saccone?
Yes.
And Ms. Barron?
Yes. Okay, that ends the reorganization meeting. And we don't adjourn, I'm just going to.
You just ask for a roll call or
Yeah.
for the beginning of the public hearing.
Right. Okay, could you take roll call again, please?
This will be a roll call for the beginning of the public works session action meeting this evening. Mr. De Silva?
Present.
Mr. Gallo?
Here.
Mr. Kizmarsky?
Here.
Ms. Conoco?
Here.
Ms. Maverich?
Here.
Dr. Morphy?
Here.
Mr. Windrikowitz?
Yes?
Ms. Saccone?
Here.
And Ms. Barron?
Here. We don't need a motion to recess to executive session this evening, so we're going to, let's see, motion to reconvene the public meeting, take action on discussing executive session, we don't have that either. Agenda questions?
Yes.
Okay. Please limit your questions at this time to resolutions under new business on this agenda. As a matter of fairness, you are asked to limit your questions to no more than 1, and your remarks are no longer than 3 minutes. If you are here representing a group, please identify yourself, the group, and your position in the group. If you are here as an individual, please give us your name and address. This section of public participation will be limited to 15 minutes. Please specify the resolution you're referring to in your question.
Oh, very good. Come on up, Andy.
It's about the reorganization. Does that qualify as an agenda item? I just want to make a quick statement.
Yeah.
It's innocuous. This will be like the least controversial thing I ever say at a board meeting.
Come on, everybody breathe, everybody breathe.
So happy New Year to all of you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
On behalf of the MEA, I would just like to welcome the newly constituted board, specifically congratulate Mrs. Saccone for her election, and Mrs. Barron, Mr. Kizmarsky, and Mr. De Silva on your re-elections. We look forward to continuing to have a good working relationship and build towards that as we go into the future, and together work in the best interests of the children of Mahwah. And in that spirit, the MEA executive team has invited all of you for a little get-together next Thursday, where we hope we can get to know each other a little bit better and kind of break down some of the walls that separate us as MEA administration and board. So here's to a good year.
It's a really
Thank
great
you very
idea.
much. Yeah,
Thank
thank
you
you.
very much.
Yeah, thank you,
You're right.
Yeah.
Andy.
It was great.
Yeah. And we're looking forward to it. Any other agenda questions? Okay, Dr. Schoen, do you have a report for us this evening?
No, other than welcome back to the board members that I've been privileged to work with in the past, and welcome to you, Linda. I look forward to working with you.
Thank you.
It's going to be a great time. That's it. Thank
Okay,
you.
Mr. Blicker.
And Happy New Year.
Just Happy New Year. Again, congratulations to the returning board members, and congratulations, Mr. Saccone. Look forward to working with you. Thank you very much.
Mr. Fair, how about you?
I'm good. Linda, welcome.
Pretty short to the point.
My report is as follows. A Happy New Year to everyone. A happy and blessed New Year to everyone. And I look forward to working with you, Linda, as I look forward to working with everyone else on the board. So welcome back to everyone and welcome aboard. Okay, old business.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Board member remarks aren't on this agenda, and I understand, but I would like to make an announcement. There's a program being put on by the Mahwah Municipal Alliance. It's on January 31st, 6:30 to 8:30 at the Sharp Theater at the Rampo College, entitled Dying in the Vein, the Opiatic Generation. If you wish to attend, I think you should. It's going to be a film with a panel afterwards, a documentary. It's very important, especially when you see the numbers in Bergen County on the opiate abuses. Carolyn Black, her telephone number is 201-264-5632 to reserve a spot. I think it's important as board members we attend, and the community the same thing. It's important that you go there, listen to what they have to say, and let it sink in.
Carolyn Blake.
What did I say?
Black.
Blake.
Oh, I was right, B-L-A-K.
It's all good.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. We have new business now. No, we had old business, right? 9A. I have a motion to move on old business, Mr. Wendrikowitz, second by Mr. De Silva. Would you please take a vote?
Mr. De Silva.
Yes.
Mr. Gallo.
Yes.
Mr. Kismarski.
Yes.
Ms. Conoco.
Yes.
Ms. Maverich.
Yes.
Dr. Morphy.
Abstain.
Mr. Wendrikowitz.
Yes.
Ms. Saccone.
Yes.
Ms. Barron.
Yes. No? Okay. We, at the beginning of every year, we have a reorganization meeting where we reorganize the board. And then I will send out forms to all the board members asking them what committees they'd like to sit on and what committees they'd like to chair. Because negotiations are going to start so quickly, I would like to keep the negotiation committee intact. So that'll be Mr. Gallo, Dr. Morphy, and Mr. De Silva. I'd like to know if you would volunteer to be on that committee once again.
Happily.
Okay, all right.
I'm with
Thank
Rima.
you, thank you very much. Now, it is.
As long as Mike's chair.
Okay, all right. That committee, well, we can have 4 people on the committee, so if anyone else is interested in being on that committee, just submit that, on when I send out the form, and let me know, right?
You'll be doing that at some point this week?
This week, right after, probably tomorrow, I'll send it out to everyone, okay? So thank you very much for that, and
And
thank you
just
very
as
much.
an FYI to the remainder of the board, we're meeting with the supervisors tomorrow and the principals on Thursday.
So thank you, and thank you all for volunteering once again. All right, now we have new business, A through K. May I have a motion, Mr. Wendrikowitz, Ms. Conoco, second that. Do you have any discussion on those items? Everybody's good? Okay. Roll call, please.
Mr. De Silva.
Yes.
Mr. Gallo.
Yes, except on 10A, I am abstaining on check number 089107.
Mr. Kismarski.
Yes.
Ms. Conoco.
Yes.
Ms. Maverich.
Yes.
Dr. Morphy.
Yes.
Mr. Wendrikowitz.
Yes.
Ms. Saccone.
Yes.
And Ms. Barron.
Yes. Next, we have new business personnel, A and B. May I have a motion to move on that? Mr. Wendrikowitz, second by Mr. Kaczmarski. Have any questions, comments, discussion? All right, take roll call, please.
Mr. De Silva.
Yes.
Mr. Gallo.
Yes.
Mr. Kismarski.
Yes.
Ms. Conoco.
Yes.
Ms. Maverich.
Yes.
Dr. Morphy.
Yes.
Mr. Wendrikowitz.
Yes.
Ms. Saccone.
Yes.
And Ms. Barron.
Yes. Our public questions or comments. This section of public participation will be limited to 15 minutes. No one. Oh, my goodness. All right, thank you very much. May I have a motion to adjourn? Mr. Gallo, second by Dr. Cone. Thank you. Meeting adjourned.